In association with Official Wrestling comes A Few Good Marks podcast.
Hello everyone and welcome to this special edition of FedWatch where we are taking a close look at the Mae Young Classic, first ever Mae Young Classic at that, and I am joined by our current predictions champion, Candy.
Hello.
Also joined by Alex.
Hiya.
Croft.
Hello.
Pete.
Heyo.
I'm Kieran and Willow. I'm just going to let you do it again because we've done this before and you scared the shit out of me last time. No! There we go. Glad we got that out of the way. As I just said, it was the inaugural, the first ever Mae Young Classic. Guys, what did we think? First impressions?
All right.
It was, it wasn't too bad.
Podcast.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us. No, I thought like the wrestling on the show was of a really good standard. There was only like one match which was wasn't the greatest match. It was like a very standard either house show or
I thought
NXT match.
I thought it was some good, mostly bad.
Really?
Yeah, I'd agree with that, to be honest. There was nothing-
Especially in the first round, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
wouldn't
first
say-
round I wasn't impressed with.
I wouldn't say bad. I'd say there was a few standout matches, and the rest were okay to pretty poor.
Yes.
I wouldn't say a lot of them were bad as such. It's just that when it's been built up so much and it's got this big stage, it didn't really live up to the hype in some areas.
Yeah,
But you can't expect it to. Some of these competitors in there haven't even been doing it a year. So
Yeah,
I
very
think
true.
that was the main issue. Everyone's just seemed a bit unexperienced. And I think if they'd got maybe more tenured people, they might put on a bit better
I
wrestlers.
thought it was weird that,
Better matches.
apart from, there was a couple, that I think there was only like one or two that had already appeared on NXT. But I thought it was weird that they didn't have many more NXT women superstars in it. Like,
Peyton Royce.
Peyton Royce or Ruby Riott. Like, they had Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano in it, in the Cruiserweight Classic. I mean, and that gave the non-viewers a bit of familiarity with it and made people want to watch it. There was nothing about that in this.
No, I mean, when I was watching it and like Vanessa Bourne came out, I was like, oh yeah, I saw her on NXT a few weeks ago. And then they really had to drive home that you saw her on NXT a few weeks ago because they had the video package and the only clips of her wrestling was from that one match that she's done. And it drove home, okay, I've seen her before, but she's not been wrestling very long.
Yeah.
And then when she'd had a match, it was like, it's quite evident she's not been wrestling very long.
Very true.
So I think that kind of took away from it a bit. But having said that, all of the new wrestlers that, as I say, haven't been doing it very long, still impressed me in their own way.
Yeah, it was still very good.
They've got very bright futures.
Absolutely. Alex, what are your thoughts?
I liked how a big massive deal got made out of it because as someone who's trying to break into wrestling myself and a female especially, it's a proper male dominated sport and it has been for years and it always will be, but for a big deal to get made out of it, getting announced at the time of WrestleMania 32, and obviously there was the first full-time female referee, Jessica Carr, it's overcoming the stigma that women are not as good as the men. The women they did pull off a good show, but you're saying about them not having the best matches, but men don't always have the best matches either.
Absolutely.
So I feel like it was up to standards as if it was a male competition or a male tournament. I feel like it would have been at the same.
Yeah, I think
standard.
mentioning about it's a male-dominated sport, I think maybe even probably 10 years, maybe even 5 years ago, this would not have happened.
Yeah, definitely
Competition
not.
of female
Definitely not.
wrestlers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never.
The one thing that I wasn't that didn't was the final. I thought the final was so flat because it was just tacked on to the end of SmackDown, and it was just okay, well, half the people in these arena probably haven't been watching it. They probably maybe only really know who, unless they're a hardcore fan, they're not really going to know who Kairi Sane is, let alone who Shayna Baszler was.
Yeah.
So I really think they should have done what they did with the Cruiserweight Classic and kept it at Full Sail.
I thought
that would have been a much better final.
I put the final on this morning and these kind of panned the crowd. I was like, is this not Full Sail? I was like, why are they not doing it in the same arena?
It really didn't do it justice. I really think that the match would have come out better if the atmosphere was better, because obviously most matches do if the crowd are more into it. That's the whole point of it. And yeah, I just think that's what let the final down. But we'll come on to the final in a bit. So what we're going to go through now is we're going to go through which competitors we thought stood out the most. We're going to go starting from the round of 32 and go through to the final. So from the round of 32, has anybody got any more? Or do you want me to kick it off?
You can kick it off.
I'll kick it off.
Should we go around and see who we all thought was good?
So I've got 3 names from the round of 32 these were competitors who were eliminated in the first round, but I thought were really good. First of all, shout out to Kaylee Ray, homegrown British talent. Kaylee Ray is absolutely phenomenal. She put on a really good match. So yeah, big up Kaylee Ray. Sorry. Tessa Blanchard as well, from wrestling, generation after generation. She's like, what's she, a 3rd generation now? Fantastic. And also shout out to Jazzy Gabber.
She was brilliant.
For the German lass.
The German
looked very different.
Yeah.
Like nothing else was anything like it. Probably the most different looking women's wrestler since China, probably.
She is going to be, if she sticks around, and I'm not sure if she signed a contract yet, but if she sticks around, she's absolutely going to be like the Braun Strowman of the women's division.
She's cancelled a lot of dates.
Oh, good. That's interesting.
For WXW and all that. So
very interesting.
I remember seeing her on. I think she was on a League of Their Own.
Oh, really?
So was that, yeah. I remember seeing her. Yeah.
Weirdest place to see a pro wrestler.
No, because they had the Blossom Twins.
Of course.
They had those on it.
Oh, fair play.
Fair play. Well. Yeah.
Pete, was anyone else apart from them 3 that stood out in the first round to you?
No, pretty much the same people, to be honest. Again, people who I'd seen before, people I knew had experience were the ones who stood out to me. Like
Jazzy, and then there's going to be more as we go through the rounds. Croft, any more that I've not mentioned out of them at the first round?
Zeta? Can't remember how you pronounce it.
Yeah,
she was great. I'd seen from the list that was announced. I was like, okay, she's one to watch. She's quite new. She didn't have a very long match, but I think the crowd were kind of behind the little thing she was trying to do with the gimmick, with the flower and stuff. I don't get where it was going, but the crowd seemed into it, which is
fair play for trying to get over a gimmick
it's a good sign.
of that with the amount of time she had. Like, fair play. Absolutely.
Zia Lee as well.
Yeah.
Very good. I don't think she got through. I can't remember who she got beat by.
I don't
remember her going through. But she was probably, out of the whole competition, she was the one who impressed me the most out of the new starters.
Yeah.
She was absolutely brilliant. I really got over, she really got over with me for like, kind of like that hard hitting style. Like, she kind of reminded me of like a female Aleister Black, if you like. I got that kind of vibe from.
Fair play.
And she's got a pre-made gimmick as well with all the stereotypical Chinese stuff. Which, I don't know if that was her choice or what, but it's very much, that's your gimmick. You all know what it is.
Yeah, well, there's no second guessing where she's from.
No, exactly. But it was really good.
Alex, any more to add?
Nope. Only ones from next rounds.
Candy?
Yeah, I'm just looking through the list, and like everyone we've mentioned, Tessa Blanchard, Kaylee Ray, and like I did like Zeta. I was like, oh, she's pretty good. And then as soon as I saw she was going up against Shayna Baszler, I was like, oh, she's not getting through. But I did like her.
Fair.
Yeah, I've got no one really to add.
Fair play.
Sorry, did Vanessa Bourne go through in the first round? Did she get eliminated? Because she was good.
I've no idea. We've got our investigators on at the moment.
Vanessa Bourne. No, don't touch the screen! She lost it to Serena Deeb.
We'll get who we will get onto
Vanessa
now.
Bourne was quite good.
So onto the.
Second round.
Yes. Carry on.
Onto the round of 16.
Yeah.
Serena Deeb, who we just mentioned.
Yes, very good.
It's amazing. Bianca Belair.
Oh my god, Bianca
I really
Belair.
liked that.
Let's talk about Bianca Belair for a second.
Massive mark for Bianca
Belair, who has she's only been wrestling a year.
That's stupid.
She had a gimmick down to an
Absolutely.
absolute.
But I think we meant when we were watching it going through, and she used her hair as a weapon. And you were like, how is that legal? It's like, well, it's a part of her.
So was a closed fist. That's not legal.
But then, so was Lex Luger on a steel plate in his arm.
That's just stupid.
Not this again.
Was that not real?
No, I think that was.
Well, there we go. That's part of
It
it.
was legit, but
Come on,
Jim Cornette had loaded tennis rackets.
It's it's one of them things.
Yeah, it's one of them. Like it's part of a gimmick, so it's
a bit.
But I mean, she was a heel with it as well, anyway. So
yeah,
so
and she
exactly.
used it really well. And
I
the
loved
whole
her sass. I loved.
Yes.
Yeah,
She
it was
literally
it was a
had
very
an aura about her.
different gimmick, but she knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
I loved the the bit on commentary where Lisa mentioned the EST. I think it was EST, which she had on the back of her trunks.
Right.
And yeah, and JR was like, "What does that mean, Lisa?" And Lisa had no idea. Really put her on the
That
spot.
look, JR at the moment, side swerve, JR at the moment has just got this thing of just putting his colour commentators on their feet.
Yeah.
Like in the UK Tester one,
Oh, yeah.
he turns out to Nigel McGuinness and just goes, "What's this wanker they're talking about?" It's just like, I'll tell you later.
I think that was my favourite part of the first round. JR asked Lita a question and she just went, "Yep." I like, cheers for that, Lita.
You've killed the vibe.
Lita
Brilliant.
was fucking
She was
awful.
She was alright
Yeah,
for the
well
final.
we're
I've
missed.
I think she must have gotten better because
yeah.
in the final she was quite good.
Yeah, you could tell she wasn't as experienced.
Bianca Bella, is her nickname not the Fresh Princess?
Oh, it has to be.
Oh
It has
my
to be.
God.
If it isn't,
Is that
call up Vince.
original content?
Oh yeah, I've just caught that. on the
See,
spot.
that's it.
Trademark. You heard it here first,
Here
folks.
first.
Right. Croft.
I've actually got written that Jim Ross give it like quite a well the sport feel to it. You know, with it.
Oh yeah,
It
mate.
definitely
Really.
had like a
It
like
made me
a
happy
legitimate
that
feel.
Very
Yeah.
legitimate
Jim Ross was
feel.
on commentary.
All the
Absolutely.
little nameplate things as well, with like the weight and the fighting style.
Yeah, yeah.
and
Well, that
the
was
finish.
good.
really
I
had
think that
like
was the
a-
best. The production, making it seem like a proper competition,
Yeah.
I think was the best part of the
They
whole
should,
thing.
they should
That was-
incorporate some of that, I think, going forward.
Oh, definitely.
The
Mm,
overall
yeah.
product.
Croft, contain yourself, because the only other competitor I've got for the round of
I
16
know who it
is
is. I know who it is.
Rhea Ripley.
Oh my god!
Woo!
I think I'm genuinely in love with Rhea Ripley.
Can we have a round of applause for Rhea Ripley, please? Amazing. What was it that I said to you? It's just like, so when she said that she was a mosher, she got me, when she said she was a bit of a mosh kid, she got me attention. When she said she was into football, I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
She
exactly.
wasn't
just
into
like-
football. She played.
She played football.
professionally.
Even
She was
exactly.
in football.
She
Also-
is football.
She's also 20 years old.
Exactly. Don't think
That's stupid. Again, it's like Bianca Belair. She's not been doing this long
gotta
enough to be as
gotta
good
try
as
and
she
get
is.
in there before Tyler Bate does.
And you will.
And here's me and Alex, 20 years old, trying to make it.
And you will. Don't worry. You'll
Go
make
to
it.
Australia. Yeah, you guys be fine. Yeah, any more else for the round of 16, guys?
I love Rhea Ripley.
I've got.
That's about all.
I shall second that.
Mercedes Martinez, did she get through?
Yeah, she did. She won.
Semi-finals,
I've not got it written down.
Right,
Like,
Did
Someone
Lacey
through
Evans
everything.
get through?
That's who I was going to bring up. Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans, I'm not sure if Lacey Evans did.
I think
No, she
got
lost in the
knocked out
second
by
round.
Tony, yeah.
Yeah, she lost to Tony Storm.
She had a really good gimmick. Like,
Lacey
I
Evans,
really
is that's the
yeah,
She was
NXT
the
one, isn't she?
All-American.
Yeah.
She's brilliant.
She's
I didn't like the
really
gimmick.
good.
She's the only one who I recognised
Yeah.
going into
She
this
was
from
really
NXT.
Yeah, she came out with all-American stuff. I was like, oh, I'm going to hate this. And I did. And then she got in the ring, and I was like, whoa, she's a proper good wrestler though.
Yes.
And I kind of
very
passed
good.
all that. I was like, yeah, she's
And she's a
really
mum
good.
as well. Like, fair play to her. Like,
Sex Marine? like,
Yeah,
Like-
that's why I don't
That's-
mind the American stuff, because unlike John Cena, she has actually been in the
a
Marines.
Marine, yeah. And
And
you
not
know
just
she's
the
hard as
film.
fuck.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Any more to add to that? I'm going to the quarterfinals.
I've got one thing.
Oh,
Rachel Evers. Why was she not allowed to use the name Rachel Ellering?
yeah.
The reason we were told is because they don't want to, because she was a face and they didn't want to be associated with Paul Ellering, who's a heel.
Yeah.
A heel?
A heel?
I think
A heel?
She was a heel. But then her entire gimmick was she's Paul Ellering's daughter. I was like, if you don't want the association, don't bring it up. I was
Put
like,
his face on her promo video.
yeah, I was like, oh no, they probably just won't bring it up. And she was like, they went to her, it's like, I wasn't allowed to watch wrestling growing up. It's like, this is Paul Ellering's daughter.
they
No,
did the same
Rick
with
Stein.
Viper though, didn't they?
No.
I've only ever
Yeah,
known her
'cause
as Viper.
Oh, yeah, but they changed the name just
Yeah.
for... But it's just for thing. I don't know. I'm not sure what the reasons are behind it.
Yeah.
Probably because
Oh, but she used Viper for World of Sport.
Yeah.
And also Randy Orton. As Willow's just mentioned.
Oh, yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense. What was the name
Yeah.
of the... I can't remember a bloody name. Sarah Logan.
Yeah.
She was bloody good. And
Sarah
she's been on
Logan.
NXT a lot as well. All the ones that have been on NXT really proved the spot in this tournament.
Fair
I
play.
think. They really came out and said, yeah, there's a reason we're already here.
Fair.
So.
Moving on to the quarterfinals. First up, we have Abby Lath, who was Mae Young's Mae Young's protege.
That's how high. That's how I
you
felt about her.
I felt like I had to put her on the list because of what she was to the tournament.
Yes.
But yeah, I have to agree. I really didn't want to her.
I can't see as legitimate when you finish as a pinning combination.
Yeah, it was very.
I get it.
Finishes
the whole Mae Young
finishes
thing.
have moved on since then.
Yeah, I get that it's the whole Mae Young thing, but at the same time, like she did not sell herself.
Also, she beat Jazzy Gabba with it.
Yeah,
It was
come
like
on.
the biggest woman in the competition. She loses to it.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
60.
True that. Well,
And I also didn't like. Do you know what I didn't like about this tournament? And they had the perfect opportunity with Jazzy Gabba at the end of the Abbey Laith match. There was no pulling for a handshake and then batter them. And it would have added so much if Jazzy had just gone second in terms.
True. Shayna Baszler was kind of like not letting go though after people were knocked out.
Yeah, but it wasn't like.
No, but then you've seen that already in the WWE, the WWE UK tournament with what was his name, Finn Balor lookalike. What was his name?
Shit, Finn Balor.
Shit Finn Balor.
Is it Jordan?
No, Devlin. That's it. Yeah, you are right. Jordan Devlin. Yeah, he did that, didn't he? And then
But
like, there was kind of
because it looks good and it builds people.
yeah, but you don't use the same thing over and over again.
They should if it works. It might.
You overuse it too much, especially within.
I think it would have been better
because they actually, you know what? Because that's been done this year as well. You've got to remember.
Yeah, but I think it would have been good in the Mae Young Classic because, like Alex said before, there is this stereotype of it not happening in the women's division.
Yeah.
And for it to happen would have been really good.
While we're on this, I think that too many of these gimmicks were so alike.
Yeah.
There was just the tiniest a thing between them each, but there was just so many of them were just like, oh, I'm happy babyface. It's like Bayley's literally doing this gimmick, guys.
Yeah.
That's my one problem with. I mean, there's a lot of fair play to like Rhea Ripley came in doing a different thing, Bianca Belair. Basically anyone who stood out.
Yeah.
For obviously there was those who stood out with wrestling purposes, but then there were those who stood out because of the gimmicks.
I think
Who
that
was
it
that
was.
shaman one?
Oh,
in the first
the
round.
big woman who's the shaman.
With the little things on her
Sage
fingers.
Beckett.
Sage Beckett.
Yeah.
That was a good gimmick.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Game for
it's
that.
difficult to get over a gimmick when you were given 10 minutes plus including entrances.
Yeah.
Because there was one match that started and it was 3 minutes the match.
I think that was the Zeta one with Shayna Baszler,
There was
Yeah, I think it
There
was.
Unless that's booking. Then
no, because there
trying
was
to get
that one
over
and
it.
then there was another one and it was 3 minutes. I was like, I can't believe they only gave them 3 minutes, but it wasn't a good match. I was like, yeah, it was 3 minutes, but I was kind of bored after 2.5.
Going on to the next, still in the quarterfinals, Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano's wife.
She was
Very impressive.
She was very good.
She's very
It was
good. Dakota Kai.
Liked her.
Yes,
Yeah,
she's
like-
just Bailey 2.0, isn't she? Let's be honest.
Yeah, a little bit. But she's the New Zealand Bailey.
Yeah, and her moveset's better than Bailey.
Yeah.
So that big boot in the corner, ooh, that was good. Oh,
Very
I
good.
like that.
And another shout out to homegrown talent Piper Niven.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm
Fantastic.
so
Love
happy
Piper.
because I don't know if anyone saw, but WWE posted a picture of her like saying meet Piper Niven.
And all the fat shaming.
And they slated her.
I
The
was
universe
disgusted.
absolutely slated her, and it was disgusting. And like, it just goes to show that you can still be like amazing. Like, I was so impressed with her, and I've seen her before. Though, like, I was already impressed with the kind of thing, but without being a size 6, big boobs, big ass, a 6-pack. Like, she was so good, and it made me happy because, like, I think the crowd warmed to her a bit more.
Yeah.
Like, and she was so fucking over by the end of it.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And
She's an
it's like,
amazing wrestler.
Why would you be fat shaming her in the first place? It's obviously got nothing to do with how she.
It's just it does kind of like it's just a shame that there are still wrestling fans out there that are incredibly shallow about body, like the whole point of
especially
the whole thing
women
that
as well.
yeah, and the whole thing about what makes the men's division interesting is that you have all shapes and sizes.
Yeah,
you have Braun Strowman against Sami
You don't
Zayn.
see that in the women's.
And you don't get that. But
Yeah.
then this is the thing, the moment that somebody different comes along who can actually fucking wrestle a lot better than anybody else, who claims that they, one of these fanboys, they can wrestle half as good as Piper Niven can. As soon as they come along, it's like, oh no, it's like, fuck off,
It
mate.
annoys me that you've got people who will happily sit there and cheer Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the minute a larger
A female
wrestler comes
Do you
on,
know
it's
what?
like you don't fit the stereotype. Well, newsflash, half of the male roster doesn't either.
Absolutely.
And they haven't for about
really
10
pisses
years.
me off. Like, as a female, like, I'm no feminist as far as feminism is concerned, but, like, it really pisses me off that it is a double standard for men and it is a double standard for women. Like, it's just not fair. Like, how the women, you've literally got to be a size 6 petite skinny model, like the likes of Eva Marie and Nikki Bella and stuff, and they are beautiful, but, like, Piper was so good, and, like, we should have more people, because then it makes it, like, for me especially, I know I'm not, like, fat or anything, but I look at sometimes, like, Nikki Bella, and I think, oh, I'll never make it, I'll never have a body like that, and it makes it be a bit more relatable to people who are trying to work hard and trying to get into the wrestling business as a female. And then even like Nia Jax as well, like when you see Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss isn't, like, skinny, do you know what I mean? Like, when you see her, you're just like, oh, fucking hell, I could do this. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit warming to see things like that.
Yeah, as it should be. It should be about ability, not your look. Well, absolutely, not most of the time.
As Rip Rogers said, it's like going to a circus and there's like 300 clowns. Like, no, you want to see like a clown, a bearded woman. You know, you want to have variety.
Yeah.
You just want the same thing over and over again.
Spice of life. Any more from the quarterfinals? I think I've mentioned
all 4 of them.
I have covered all 4.
So, mentioning any matches? Yeah.
No, we'll come to that after we'll go to the final. Then there's the semi-final. The 2 who were knocked out there was Mercedes Martinez,
Really good.
17-year veteran, I believe.
Yeah. I'd never heard of her before.
Newer stuff.
She really
She obviously
impressed me.
wrestled on the American Indies, so probably wouldn't. I mean, I'd like to see her wrestle over here.
Definitely.
Wrestling Progress maybe, or ICW, something like that.
I wouldn't mind her in WWE if she wanted to do it full time.
Absolutely.
Not
And Tony Storm, of course. Good old
Yeah,
Tony.
Tony was good.
She was very good in the tournaments at the wrestling.
Liam's holding backstage politics back here. No, Tony Storm's really good. I've been on a couple of shows that I've done ring announcing for. She's a really lovely person. And is a phenomenal wrestler. Phenomenal wrestler. Current Progress Women's Champion as well. So then it comes down to the 2 final competitors, which was Shayna Baszler, who was amazing. I thought she was really good.
No.
Did you?
I thought she was really
I
good.
agree, and I think it would have been a bit more interesting if she'd have won it, because she's got a UFC background, so she could have got signed up to the main roster, and everyone would have been shit scared.
It would have seemed like pandering.
It seemed like pandering anyway that she was in the final.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It was pandering either way, because you're either pandering to UFC fans or you're pandering to indie fans who really wanted Kairi Sane and Japanese.
It was too obvious. Kairi Sane winning it.
Either of them winning was.
But I mean,
pandering.
you know, I think it was obvious because Kairi Sane was the best in the tournament.
Yeah.
So you know,
She's
so there's
the
no
best women's
there's
wrestler
no
ever.
argument
Oh my
there.
God,
She
yes,
is the best. So absolutely, she should have won. And then, of course, Kairi Sane was the final competitor.
And she's great.
She is amazing.
Such
She's
a good elbow
so
drop, man.
It's the best elbow drop going. Oh my god, the height she gets on it, the way her legs flick up,
Yeah, it's just,
the whole trajectory,
it's
fantastic, absolutely boss. So yeah, matches of the tournament. What have you got?
Tony and Viper.
I also have Tony and Viper.
Yeah.
Great showmanship.
Superb match.
Yes.
Absolutely
It's
amazing
so
match.
hard to pull off face and face or heel on heel matches, and they really pulled it off. Like
Yeah.
I felt like the crowd was equally behind both of them, no matter what they did.
Yeah.
And that was really hard to do, because normally if you have a face on face match, the crowd will tilt one way and they will cheer one more than the other.
Yeah.
And I thought that them two did a really good job of not making sure that didn't happen.
Yeah, they kept it very even. Yeah, I thought that was very, very good. I felt the final was a bit flat, but that was because it wasn't Full Sail, which I think we mentioned.
one of my favourites. In fact, my favourite of the tournament involves Kairi, but it wasn't the final. It was Kairi v Bianca Belair.
Yeah, very good match.
Best match of the tournament for me. Absolutely brilliant chemistry between
I think
the two.
all of Kairi's matches were
I
really
was like,
good.
Carrie
As
versus
would be
Tessa was in the first
Yeah,
round.
Yes.
That's
Kairi
my
versus
favourite
Tessa.
match.
Good match as well.
I just think her and Bianca had really good chemistry together, and it got both of them over in its own way.
Yeah, very true.
Got Bianca over by saying, "Here's me gimmick. I'm smug and I hate everyone else because you're not as good as me." And then Kairi catching the kiss,
I'm the best.
stamping on a kiss, and everything else was dead good.
Very good.
Very, very good.
Any more to add?
Not particularly, no, again.
Not really. I mean, I could probably say, the final wasn't very good, but we all know it wasn't very good.
The last thing we've got to cover is who do we think that WWE will keep on? I've got Jazzy Gabern, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Abby Lath, Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, hopefully Piper Niven, and Shayna and Kyrie.
I think they're definitely keeping the two finalists.
Yeah.
They have to at this point.
Yeah.
It would make the most sense.
Pretty much.
I know they're already keeping on Vanessa Bourne. She's already got a contract, which is good. She really impressed me. I hope they keep on Zia Lee. She was brilliant, and she's got the most potential out of everyone there, except maybe Bianca. Obviously, Bianca should stay, and Rhea Ripley as well. And I hope they keep Jazzy Gabbett as well. She's got a lot of room to kind of carve a niche in NXT.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also hope that they keep Piper and Bianca Belair. I think that they definitely will take Bianca Belair on because she's new. She's so new, and they can mold her
exactly.
They can mold her exactly
And they
how
already
they want her to.
They already know that she can cut a promo. She's got the charisma.
Yeah.
And then they can just mold her.
Yeah, like everything Sasha Banks should be doing.
Yeah.
And Bailey.
And Bailey.
Booking problems. I feel like all of these videos are just leading to us ranting on booking and creative in one video.
It's just gonna be.
It's going to happen at some point, isn't it?
Pensioners at some point. I remember when they booked it this way.
Back in 2005 when it was good.
The progression era was the best era.
Controversial at the end there.
It was.
It was the best. We can't really end on that because that wasn't.
Well, I will
The
say
Young Classic was there.
Kairi Sane's going on for NXT Women's title match.
Yes, she
I think they really want to keep Shayna Baszler because they want to do the four horsewomen versus four horsewomen.
Apparently,
And I kind of lost interest in the tournament when I thought, oh yeah, that's all this is. They still just want Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
There's just a big setup to get her for a WrestleMania match. I was like, oh, I don't care anymore.
What's the better she'll wrestle Steph?
No, it'll be the four horsemen
that's what
versus
he
four
wanted,
horsewomen.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like WrestleMania 31 or something.
Well,
So
yeah,
stupid.
but that's
But
not really
in the
helping.
final, they kept going on about Ronda Rousey. The other two horsewomen got mentioned once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because Ronda Rousey, she's
like the
the
Ric Flair,
biggest
isn't
draw going.
Yeah. She brings
Apart from
the
Conor
most
McGregor
money.
at the moment.
Can anyone be asked with? I've forgotten her name now. Ronda Rousey. Can anyone be asked with her anymore?
Couldn't
since
give a
she
shit about him.
Yeah, she's not that good anymore.
No,
is she
she's
really?
not even a big draw.
Yeah.
Get Holly Holman versus Steph.
Yeah. That's probably why she's coming into wrestling, though, isn't it?
What was I
They
going to
can
say?
build that back up again.
Get
I
Holly
think
Holm with
it's-
Bianca Belair. That would be great.
I think the next takeover, I think it's Houston. There's a four-way for the women's title.
Oh.
Kairi Sane's confirmed.
Yeah.
From what I've seen from taping results, Peyton Royce and Ember Moon, I think, are also in it.
Okay.
And I think there's one more to be
and the
decided.
fourth to be
Right,
decided.
I think.
That is interesting. We will leave you with that for today. Thank you for listening, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Give us a like on Facebook. Don't forget to check our website for weekly updates, possibly.
Weekly updates every 2 months.
And since this is going out, sorry to end on a bit of a somber mood, but I think we'd all like to give our thoughts and condolences to the Heenan family.
Absolutely.
After the news passed that Bobby the Brain passed away on Sunday. So thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you soon.